You know, something strange happens to certain people. They walk into a room and they feel everything. The tension between two friends who are pretending they're fine. The sadness hiding behind someone's smile. And usually we're told, wow, that's a gift. This ability to notice what other people don't. But today I want to suggest something else. That this very ability to see so clearly can actually be one of the most dangerous things you ever carry. I don't mean dangerous like getting hurt physically. I mean something quieter but much more painful. The danger of becoming so awake, so aware that you can't join in the comfortable don't look too closely game that helps most people get through life. Have you ever really watched people at a party? Most of the time, everyone's playing along with the same script. You ask, "How are you?" They say, "I'm fine." You both act like that explains everything. You compliment the host. You laugh at jokes that aren't actually funny. You nod at stories you've heard 3 times already. It's a kind of shared promise. Let's keep things light. Let's stay on the surface. Let's not go too deep. But then there's you, the one who sees through it. You notice the wife who flinches just a little when her husband speaks. You feel how lonely that one loud, friendly guy really is. You sense the nervous energy running through the room like an invisible buzz. And here's where the danger starts. Once you see these things, you can't unsee them. And even more than that, your very presence starts to feel like a mirror. People feel seen in ways they don't always like, and they don't enjoy that one bit. When you see what's really going on under the small talk, you're pointing, without even trying, at what everyone else is choosing to ignore. People don't hate you for it because they're bad or stupid. They react because your clarity shakes the little structure they live inside. Think of society like a big stage play. Everyone has their role. The successful businessman, the loving mother, the dependable friend. These are roles, costumes. The play only works if everyone stays in character. But you, with your sharp awareness, you're like the person in the audience who suddenly stands up and shouts, "Hey, that's just an actor." You can imagine how welcome that makes you. So the first danger is this. You start to feel alone. And I don't mean "I wish I had more friends" kind of lonely. I mean the deeper kind, where it feels like you live in a different world from the people around you. You're speaking a language nobody else seems to understand. You're seeing a layer of reality nobody else seems to notice. And the clearer you see, the more alone you can feel. I once knew a woman. Let's call her Sarah. She had this amazing ability to read people. She'd walk into a room and instantly sense who was real and who was acting, who was hurting and pretending to be okay, who could be trusted and who was hiding something. And do you know what happened? She slowly lost almost every close relationship she had. Not because she was mean or judgmental, but because people felt exposed around her. They couldn't keep their masks on in her presence. Her friends would say things like, "You're too intense, you think too much. Can't you just relax and enjoy yourself?" But she couldn't. Because once you start seeing clearly, it's not like a light switch you can flip off. It's like asking someone with good hearing to just stop hearing for a while. That's not how it works. When you've developed this kind of sensitivity, it's always running in the background, always picking things up, always showing you what other people are trying to hide, even from themselves. And that leads to the second danger. When you see what's really going on, you're always faced with a hard question. Do I say something, or do I stay quiet? If you speak up, you risk getting attacked, not usually physically, but emotionally and psychologically. You'll be called negative, too sensitive, a drama starter. People will say you're making problems out of nothing, that you're reading too much into things, that you can't just let it go. But if you stay silent, if you pretend you didn't notice, something else happens. You start to lose trust in yourself. Every time you ignore what you clearly feel, every time you accept someone else's version of the story when you know it isn't true, you're basically telling yourself, what I see doesn't matter. I can't trust my own experience. Over time, this creates a split inside you. One part of you knows what's real. Another part has to pretend it doesn't. That quiet inner conflict can drive you a bit mad. I remember sitting in a meeting once, everyone praising how great a project was going. But to me, it was obvious the whole thing was about to fall apart. You could see it in the forced smiles, the way people avoided certain topics, the way eyes dropped whenever a real question was asked. When I gently suggested, maybe we should look at a few warning signs, I wasn't met with calm discussion. I was met with pure defensiveness. No real arguments, just a wall of "don't say that" energy. And that leads us to the third danger. When you see clearly and others don't want to see, they often turn their discomfort toward you. Most of the time, they don't sit down and decide, let's make this person the villain. It just happens automatically. You become the problem, as if you speaking the truth is what's causing the issue, instead of the issue that was already there. It's like the old story of shooting the messenger. When someone says the emperor has no clothes, people don't thank them. They get angry because their cozy illusion got disturbed. So your clarity starts to look dangerous, and dangerous things, in the eyes of others, must be shut down. I've seen this again and again. The one who sees clearly gets labeled, they're negative, they're always creating drama, they're paranoid, they're too emotional. Notice, all these labels are aimed at you, not at the real problem. If they can convince you that you're the issue, nobody has to look at what you are pointing to in the first place. It's a clever defense, even if it's not conscious. Now we come to the fourth danger, and this one might be the most painful of all. When you're always picking up on other people's feelings and buried truths, you can start to lose track of what actually belongs to you. You walk into a room feeling okay, and you walk out feeling anxious, heavy, or sad, and you don't even know why. You don't know if it's your emotion, or if you just soaked it up from everyone else like a sponge in dirty water. This is exhausting. It's like trying to hear your own voice in a crowded room where everyone is talking at the same time. After a while, you can't even remember what your voice sounds like. I've talked to people who live like this, and they often say things like, I feel like I'm fading, like there's less of me and more of everyone else. This isn't just poetic, it's a real danger. If your boundaries get too thin, you can lose touch with your own center, your own sense of me. Now you might be thinking, all right, this is all sounding pretty dark. Is there any good news? There is. All of this becomes truly dangerous only when you don't understand what's happening, when you think you're crazy, when you believe something is wrong with you. But once you start to see the pattern, once you realize that your sensitivity isn't a flaw, but a certain kind of awareness, then things begin to shift. Not because you stop seeing, but because your relationship to what you see changes. You begin to realize something important. You are not here to save everyone from themselves. You don't have to call out every lie. You don't have to fix every broken pattern. You don't have to heal every person whose pain you can feel. The real problem isn't that you see too much. The real problem is the urge to do something about everything you see. If I notice a problem, I must fix it. If I feel someone's pain, I must make it go away. If I sense dysfunction, I must correct it. That's where you burn out, because you start taking responsibility for things that were never yours to carry. Let me give you a simple picture. You're walking by a river and you see that the water is muddy. You notice it clearly. Most people walk by and don't really look. Now, you have two choices. You can jump in and start stirring the water with your hands, trying desperately to make it clear, only making it cloudier and draining yourself in the process. Or you can simply notice, the water's muddy right now. You might decide, maybe I won't drink from it just yet, and you keep walking. The river will clear when the conditions are right. Your frantic splashing won't help. It will probably make it worse. This is the kind of wisdom that has to grow alongside clear seeing. Not everything you notice needs your interference. And here's the paradox. When you stop trying to fix everything, your seeing often becomes even cleaner, and people start to feel safer around you, because you're no longer silently demanding that they change, or that they wake up just because you already have. Think about how it feels to be around someone who sees you clearly, understands your struggles, but doesn't push you, lecture you, or try to fix you. It feels like you can finally breathe, doesn't it? That's what this kind of awareness can become. Not a weapon, not a spotlight that exposes people, but a gentle space where they're allowed to just be as they are. I'm not saying you should become cold. I'm not telling you to stop caring or to walk away from real suffering. What I'm saying is this. There's a big difference between caring presence and compulsive fixing, between seeing clearly and making yourself responsible for everything you see. The danger of seeing what others don't isn't in the seeing itself, it's in how you use it. If you use it to feel superior, to judge others, to justify pulling away from everyone, then yes, it will ruin relationships and leave you feeling bitter and alone. But if you can hold your awareness more lightly, see without grabbing, understand without controlling, then it becomes something else entirely. It becomes a quiet light that others can approach when they're ready. The people who suffer the most from this ability are not the ones who see the most. They're the ones who haven't learned how to protect themselves while seeing. They take in everything with no filter. They carry every pain they notice. They wear themselves out, trying to wake up a world that isn't ready. The ones who do well with this sensitivity have learned something different. They've learned how to be in the world, but not completely of it. They can see deeply without being swallowed by what they see. They can feel others without losing themselves. They keep a kind of healthy distance, not coldness, but boundaries. How do you start learning this? It begins with time alone. Real time. Not scrolling on your phone, not half distracted, but honest, quiet with yourself. Time where you're not soaking up everyone else's moods and worries. Time where your inner water can settle, so you can finally see which emotions are actually yours and which ones you've been carrying for others. Then comes the next step, learning to trust what you see without letting it run your whole life. Yes, you might see that your friend's relationship is in trouble. Yes, you might feel that your coworker is deeply unhappy. Yes, you might sense your family patterns are unhealthy. But the question is, what am I going to do with this? And often, the wisest answer is, hold space, do nothing, stay kind, and wait. Not out of laziness, out of understanding. People change when they're ready to change, not when you decide the time has come. So, we come back to the heart of it. The danger of seeing what others don't is real. It can leave you isolated, drained, targeted, and out of touch with your own center. But it doesn't have to end that way. If you learn to carry your awareness carefully, if you can see without constantly trying to fix, if you can stay true to your own clarity while letting others move at their own speed, then this curse begins to turn into a gift. The same clear seeing that once hurt you becomes something you can live with, even be grateful for. And maybe most important of all, you start to find other people who see like you do. They exist. People who also notice what's hidden, feel what's unspoken, and live in this strange space of being more awake than most. When you meet them, when you can finally be fully yourself without turning the volume down, the danger softens into something beautiful. Because you realize you're not crazy, you're not broken, you're just awake in a world that's mostly asleep. And there are others who are awake too. Together, without forcing anything, you can quietly hold a light for the world, like a sunrise slowly touching a sleeping city. Your job isn't to shake everyone awake. Your job is to stay awake yourself, to keep seeing clearly while learning how to live peacefully with what you see. Yes, the danger is real, but so is the possibility that you learn to be conscious without being consumed, to see deeply without drowning, to carry your awareness not as a curse, but as a gentle gift in a world that often prefers to keep its eyes closed.